Uncle's Cat. So OPSEC is getting off your butt and walking around your area if you don't live in a high crime area, and if you do live in a high crime area, please try and move. So I was walking back from yoga today with Kitty and taking Mr. Bear on his walk, because we drive in place and walk him home because he's not the greatest walker. And I came across a couple of things on the street which I've repurposed for my use. Just want to quickly share them. This is from Mazda, Subaru, Kia, GM New Road Automotive Group, and it is locking wheel nut keys for keeping in your box. Now I have absolutely no idea at all how to use these, but I'm hoping the brother-in-law has some use for these. In reasonable goods condition, no idea what they would cost, and if we don't know what to do with them, I've got a nice little bag. The other things I found, kind of fun, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do with them, otherwise there's not much point to this video. Alarm force, blah blah blah. A molly strap which everybody likes. I think that one's kind of utterly rubbish because it's just one strap. But yeah, I found these thrown away outside of a couple of houses. And yeah, they're an alarm force, and they probably knock on people's doors and never answer a door, and if you do, do not talk about anything to anybody, do not ever buy or discuss anything with anybody at the door. But they're disposable first aid kits, so they have been a little bit ransacked. An absolutely tiny little gauze pad, and probably like the most tiniest amount of paper. So that's in the first one. So in and of themselves, I think the bags are worth more than the contents, to be honest. The other one also has a little pair of scissors, not much use, but it's better than nothing. A couple of alcohol pads, again cheapy ones, good for fire starting. Tiny little bandages, and a little bit of that tape that is the smallest tape you've ever seen. So I was excited to get these because, like I say, they're just like, oh, there's one of those little gauze things lying outside. So what am I going to do with this? I'll show you. I'm going to turn them into suture kits. Some actual real gauze will go in, some prep, some steri strips, which are, you can make these yourself, but these are actually designer ones. They're kind of long to go over instead of sutures. You might not necessarily need to use a suture, and if you don't have to, then use these. A couple of sutures, different types, in case the wound's big and gashing. Actually, I'll put 2 pads in. And some Surgicel, which is a hemostat. So this actually stops blood from clotting on the surface, so this is also a useful thing to put in a suture kit. And what it also will go in these is sterilised scissors and forceps, cheap, and probably a couple of cheap sterile gloves, and anything else that I think I can put in the kit. It's always a good idea to have things for purpose, and as you can see, even when I get the scissors and forceps and maybe a couple other things in this, alcohol to clean, maybe iodine to clean as well. Yeah, pretty good idea, pretty useful thing. Fits in the packet nicely, it's red. So for suture kits, I think this is a great idea, because a lot of people have trauma kits, but they don't really have heavy duty methods of actually treating the trauma other than Rat's tourniquet and a couple of bandages. You will need to suture and grid down for traumas, and you will need to be able to do that with some level of competency. One of the things you can do if you have sutures, and I would suggest just using sewing needle, a big sewing needle and thread, is to practice suturing. Look online, look how you do it, and practice that on various flat objects. Like if you have meat, use it on a bit of old steak that's gone off. Try slice it with a knife and then put it together. Try slicing it as an attack, which is a straight cut. Try a jagged cut as well. See how it works. And yeah, if you're going to use sutures, I would use steri strips, like little dressings at 90 degrees to the cut as well. And I think that helps. And sutures would be in place for about 7 to 14 days. And you remove them alternatively. 1, 3, 5, 7. And then the next day, if everything looks good, 2, 4, 6, 8. Anyway, hope you found that useful. What do you guys find on the streets? Do you guys actually walk around your neighbourhoods, or do you just drive everywhere? Bicycling's good activity, but you don't really see into the houses for a long period of time. You don't really see what's in the garages. You don't really see what's in the back of the vans. You definitely don't see money, empty beer cans and stuff on the floor. Au revoir. Get out there and find some free stuff and do a video on it. Bye.